Welcome to a program of activities to improve physical skills in football. Today, we're going to explain different exercises which will help you improve different physical skills like strength, resistance, speed, and not less important, technique. These activities are great for being healthy and will be very helpful. The purpose is for guiding athletes through a series of exercises that will certainly help them develop more skills in their sport. We surely hope you try this program and prove it's effective.
Warm up. The warm-up is divided into two sections, articular mobility and stretching. Warming up before starting to play a sport is very important since you are preparing your body for exercise. Warming up can help you avoid injuries and pain. First, we begin with articular mobility. Two short cones with an approximate distance of 8 meters and placed in a straight direction. The athletes must run from one to another 3 times. The first time the athlete will jog and return in reverse. The second they must go skipping and return doing butt kicking up. And finally, the third time the athletes will do side jumps and change of side when they return. This whole activity must be done at least 2 times. The next activity is form groups of 3. Each group will up with a ball and play 3 short cones with a distance of 5 meters between each. The first athlete passes the ball to the one in the middle, who must throw it to the third athlete. When an athlete passes the ball, he must immediately run to base where the receiver is. When the third athlete receives the ball, he must sprint to the first base and pass the ball to the middle athlete, and so the next starts again. This must last for at least 45 seconds or 1 minute together and goes down, trying to reach for his feet, always avoiding to flex his legs. He counts for 10 seconds and then he separates his legs and do the same thing for another 10 seconds. Then he goes to the right leg and after to the left, spending in each leg 10 seconds. Now he raises on of his legs next to his butt. This is called quadriceps. He does this for 10 seconds with each leg keeping balance. Finally, the athlete does 15 squats and now he's ready for exercise.
First exercise, speed jumps circuit. This activity works on many different areas like strength, speed, endurance, agility, and technique. In it, you must zigzag through cones, jump 5 fences, and hit the ball, trying to score a goal. Then you must grab the ball and quickly return to the beginning. This exercise must be repeated during 1 minute, and after the minute, a 50-second pause will be given. The complete exercise must be done at least 3 to 5 times. This exercise is hard depending on the time you choose for it to last and the repetitions. This exercise purpose is mostly for endurance since it's about repetition. It involves mostly leg muscles since football is about legs. Also the abdominal, hip and glute muscles because during the activity you are using them to do several exercises.
Second exercise, the teamwork triangle. This exercise requires a minimum of 4 players. It's called the teamwork triangle. The dynamic is quite more complex, but it's very effective. 3 short cones are placed with 5 meters of distance between each, forming an equilateral triangle. Between each cone, there are different obstacles that the athlete must pass. The athletes are divided into 3 cones. Although in one cone, where the ball starts, there must be 2 athletes. The first athlete passes the ball to the next cone and then runs in the direction where he threw the ball, obviously passing through the obstacle. Meanwhile, the athlete in the cone receives the ball and passes it to the next cone. Then, he also runs in the direction he threw the ball, passing through the obstacles. Finally, the athlete in the third base receives the ball and passes it to the first base, completing 1 round. The game continues for at least 1 to 2 minutes. The different obstacles that can be found between cones are fences, long cones for zigzag, and hoops to jump. This exercise is good for speed, agility, endurance, and strength. It also involves technique when the athlete passes the ball and receives it. This exercise is hard because it depends on the concentration and physical state. During this exercise, you are using the muscles in the legs, abdomen, gluteus, and hip. Third exercise, the cone labyrinth. This exercise is similar to the first one but has some changes. It consists of 5 long cones and 5 hoops. For it to be done, you must have a partner to stand after the hoops. First, the athlete zigzags through the long cones. Then, he passes the ball to his partner. He jumps with both feet together through the hoops. Finally, he runs to the goal and his partner passes the ball for him to kick it and try to score a goal. Then, he returns with his ball to the starting point. This exercise requires mostly resistance and technique because you must control the ball and go with it through the obstacles. Also, this exercise must be done during a time period of 1 minute, and after a 15-second pause, it should be repeated 3 to 5 times. This activity is medium hard because it does not require so much concentration, although it does require skill. During this exercise, you are using mostly the leg, hip, and glute muscles.
Intense level circuit. This exercise is another circuit, but this one is much more complex and long. It has 3 long cones positioned in a straight line with almost 2 meters of distance in between. Then 5 hoops. Each athlete must have a ball and there must be one person who receives and passes the ball. It begins when you run to the first cone and go around it with the ball. Then you pass the ball to your partner and you do 5 squats. Then your partner throws the ball back and you go around the next cone. After you pass the ball again to your partner and this time you do 5 jumping jacks. Then your partner throws the ball back to you and you go around the final cone. After this, you pass again the ball to your partner and you skip through the hoops. Finally, your partner passes you the ball and you kick it, aiming at the court. You grab the ball and return to the beginning. This activity must be repeated during 3 to 5 minutes for extreme performance. It involves endurance, technique, and force because of the exercises done between cones. It's a hard activity depending on how many repetitions you do and how fast you do it. Here, you are using the leg, hip, glute, and abdomen muscles. The cone gathering. This is the only exercise in which you don't need a ball because this exercise focuses more in physical skills than in technique. This activity is more like a game. First, the players are divided into 2 teams. Depending on the number of players per team, the number of cones triples. If there are 4 players, you must recollect 12 cones. If there are 5 players, you must recollect 15 cones. Each team must be forming a line behind their circuit. The circuit consists of the long cones, 6 hoops, 3 fence, and 3 meters after the last fence. The short cones must be of different colors for not having any confusions. The first player from each team start running. They must zigzag through the long cones, then jump with both feet together on the hoops and also over the fences. Finally, they run, grab one cone and return to their starting point. When they return, they must touch their partner's hand for him to start running. The team who wins is the first one who gathers all the cones. This game involves strength, agility, speed, and endurance. It's not so hard, but quite entertaining and fun. During this game, you will work your abdominal, hip, and glute muscles.
Thank you very much for your attention.